Hi, I'm Ken Miller with the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and here we have Carolina Ray of C-Ray Performance, and today we're going to go over movement strategies for the lower body for rotational athletes. Now, when I talk about movement strategies for this lower body, what we are talking about is your ability to open up the hips, not just like what you do when you're running with the hips moving back and forth, but because rotation is required to throw, so whether it's a javelin, baseball, softball, whatever it is, what we need to do is be able to open up the hips. So Carolina here, she's starting off already doing some self-myofascial techniques for the adductor magnus. Now the important thing about the adductor magnus is, as far as this area is concerned, is that it is high up on the groin. So even though you foam roll or do some kind of self-myofascial technique for the adductors, this is a portion of the adductors that often gets neglected. Not just because of how high it is, but because of how far in the back. So it's almost part of the hamstring area when you look at where it is geographically. Now the other reason why it's important to address the adductor magnus is the fact that it's a big compensator for having a weak glute complex. So when our glutes aren't working well, this is a muscle that likes to kick in and likes to try to help out. But to the detriment of how the hip functions and how the knee functions, if this is a muscle that's doing too much, it can put more stress on the pelvis as well as on the knee. So self-myofascial technique is one of the important things here for this area, but you'll see here that she's not on the ground. She is elevated, and this is so she can get access to that region of the hip. So once she finds a spot, again, just like any other self-myofascial technique, she'll stay there until she's got about a 50 to 60% decrease in tension, and then she can either move to the other side or find one other spot. So let's just say she's found a good spot, it's relaxed, and now it's time to move on to a flexibility routine. So here we're going to start off with a static stretch. So she was on that hip, or that adductor magnus, so now she's going to put one foot up, both feet are flat, pointing straight ahead, and she's going to lean forward until she feels a little bit of a stretch across that groin. How are we feeling there?
Feeling a stretch.
Feeling the stretch? All right. So if our goal is stability, postural control, just getting some length, static stretch, about 30-second hold is where we want to be. Now as we progress, we've got better body control, better length, tension through the region. Then we can turn this more into an active stretch. So she can stand up, she can come back down, re-engage, hold the stretch for a couple seconds, stand back up, and then re-engage. So that would be more of the active variation. Now to get more into a dynamic format for this, we are going to do a turn lunge to balance. So here she's starting off, she's pointing at 12 o'clock. She's going to open the hips, turn towards 3, and then she's going to come back up, turn, balance, and repeat. So as she turns up, I want to see that she's got good kinetic chain alignment. She's not arching at the back. She's got good balance and control, as you can see. So a little wiggle waggle, it's not bad. Right here. All right, so if we're more in a power phase, this would be the type of flexibility that she would do with this turn lunge to balance. Now, another sequence that we can do, incorporating the box, is a turn power step up. So you'll see here, I'm going to have her keep one foot on the box and one foot on the ground, and this is how she's going to jump, and this is how she's going to land. So as she does this power step up, she's going to get a nice big turn, and she's going to turn towards that box foot. Great control, so I'm watching for that hip, knee, and toe as she comes down and takes off, are in line. So that, as you can see, is going to require her to have great ability to open up the hips. Turn, last one, big drive, and relax. So she got a little bit squirrely there at the end, but at that point in time, as soon as I see that, I want her to stop. So form and technique first and foremost. When the form gets a little sloppy, the client's now at risk, or the athlete in this case, is at risk for injury, because now we're going to put some stress on the hips, stress on the knees, as well as the foot and ankle. So as that knee caves in, again, you can see that knee going valgus. That's a lot of stress that's going to happen with the knee, especially when it's all her body weight coming down on that leg, and then as she steps down. But the other part of where we as fitness professionals or strength coaches are watching that form and technique is that if she starts to slow down, that's where we're going to stop as well. So when form and technique go, as well as that speed that we're looking for to generate power, when those two things go, we are done, because the brain will remember the last thing that she does. So if the brain last sees poor form and technique or slow, that's what it's going to remember, and that's what it's going to carry on when it comes to getting back on the field, getting back on the court. Okay, so we want our clients, first of all, to be safe, but we want to maximize their performance on the field. So try these routines if you haven't tried it yet. So the self-myofascial technique on the adductor complex, try it with a static stretch, try it active. And the turn lunge to balance, that's a really good one for a lot of people, because we don't traditionally do a lot of single leg balance work. That's something to definitely add into your routine if you haven't already. And then the power step up is really great for power generation. So give it a try, incorporate it into your workout, especially if you're a baseball player, softball player, any kind of throwing athlete, try it out. Let us know how you like it, and thanks for watching.